Well, hello there, stamping friends. This is Tracy Rather from Plum Crazy Stamping, and it's time for our weekly card making lesson. So glad that you're joining me today. I have a really cool um, technique to show you with our reversible stamps, and I also have a cute card to show you, and then I'm going to show you how actually to use something like this for scrapbooking. So let's see. If you're watching on Facebook Live today, please let me know in the comments your name and where you're watching from. And if you're on YouTube, please make sure you're signed into your account and Google or YouTube. And then you'll be able to leave comments for me about where you're watching from. And also any questions that you have or comments that you have about the projects that I'm doing today. So welcome, Jerlyn. So nice to see you there. I am going to, let's see, I think I'm just going to go to the desktop now. And I believe that everything should stay, volume should be good and audio should be good. Hi, Kim. So glad to see you. All right, let's see here. I need to. Yeah, there we go. All right. So let me know if there's any problems, but you should be hearing the audio. And I just want to share with you, let me get that off my screen. Okay, so today is July 31st. I just want to let you know that this is the last day of bonus days, and that is if you order $50 worth of product, and then every $50 increment after that, you earn a $5 coupon, which you can use in August. So if you have something on your wish list, it would be a good time to go ahead and order, earn those coupons, and then you'll be able to save some money in August. Hi, Sharon. How are you? All right, let's get that out of the way. And I'm going to be using the sea turtle set. Now, this is one of two, I believe, that's in the current catalog. There's one with plants. Let me just take a peek at this so I can show you where they are. And they're a little bit different than other stamps. So they give you an opportunity to make two color images or two-tone images. And so that's what I think is really fun with this. So on the catalog, page 83, you can see right here at the bottom of this page, they call it double play stamp flip duets. So we've got this sea turtle one, which I'm going to show you today, and Planted Paradise is another one. So just if you end up looking for them, you know where they are. All right, this is really fun. And I'm really excited to tell you next month, I am featuring scrapbooking all month long. I'm going to be sharing techniques. I'm going to be sharing information on how to plan your scrapbook, how to protect your photos in your scrapbook, how to do journaling in your scrapbook, a lot of different things. I'm also going to be providing information in my blog about all of this. So if you're a very experienced scrapbooking person, you'll be able to just check that you have all the information that I'll be providing. And if you're brand new, this will be a wonderful way to start doing some scrapbooking and see if you like it. So with that being said, let's move on today. And I've decided my scrapbook that I'm going to do this month and the projects I'm going to do are going to be focused on water, beach, summer vacation, lighthouses, all those kind of things. So I'm starting out using, now this paper is retired. It's called Waves of the Ocean. And it was out couple of years ago, but very, very popular. I don't know about you, but I bought a couple packs. So that's what I'm going to use with my sea turtle today. I looked on the back to see what colors are used in that DSP, and I chose Pretty Peacock, Lost Lagoon, and Granny Apple Green to be the colors that I was going to feature. Now I decided to make my turtle actually Lost Lagoon and Pretty Peacock, so I'm not going to use that for the background. I'm going to go with Granny Apple Green today. And so this is our normal card base, 8.5 across, 5.5 down, and then scoring it at 4 1/4. So let's just use the bone folder here, make sure this is going to lay flat. Okay, kind of set that aside. And let me get out some, a piece of basic white. And this is going to be for our stamping. And I also have a card insert that we're going to stamp on. So let me get those out here. And I think we're just going to get stamping. Now this set that I'm using is photopolymer. So I am going to be putting this on my Pierce mat to get good images. And these are solid images. So if you look at this turtle stamp, the whole thing, when I have flipped it for a total, the word is escaping me, but it's going to be a solid. That's what it is. The solid image, you know, I want to make sure that I get a good stamped image of that. And then when I flip this over, the corresponding stamp that has all the detail, I want to make sure none of that misses either. So that's why I'm going to use the Pierce mat, okay? And as I said, I decided that I'm going to use Lost Lagoon, the lighter of the two colors that are going to make my turtle. That's going to be the solid part of the turtle. So, and because this is such a large stamp, I'm going to bring the ink to my stamp. And I'm going to put it on here. I'm going to tap it and I'm going to twist it and make sure that I have a well-covered stamp. I missed the turtle's toe there, but now we have it. All right. Oh, and you know what? When you pick this up, you can see if the shades are different too. All right. Well, he's going to have a little lighter and darker areas. So let's get him down. Okay, and I am just going to push on the entire image and make sure, especially in the center here, if you don't press down on that, that's the area that I would have the most issues with as far as leaving a blank spot or, you know, miss the ink in that area. So I am pushing, and I am especially pushing in the center. And before I put it down, I made sure that I didn't have any issues on the, what am I trying to say? Oh, with ink on the block itself, okay? You know what? This didn't go so well, did it? Let me show you. See, right in the center and on that flipper. Now this stamp set I've only been using very infrequently. So as far as conditioning, it's probably not perfect. But to help, I'm going to wash it. And I'm going to do it again just to see if we can't get a perfect image, okay? Now this would be fine. And I'll actually cover it with this. And we'll see how it looks, you know, with those little issues not solid, okay? So I'm going to go back to the Lost Lagoon again. I'm going to go back to stamping it all. Oh, this looks a lot better. Well, and you know, also, if your ink pad isn't covering the whole image, that's how I got the issue on the flipper. And then now when I'm looking at my block, I did get some ink on it, so I want to get that off. Now I'm going to be cutting this out, but if you weren't fussy cutting it, you'd really want to make sure you're watching your block. Okay, so let's do this again and cross our fingers and hope we get a much better image this time. And I can actually see the ink going across the paper as I press. So that's one other way to know that you're getting a good image, because you can actually see the ink kind of hitting the paper as you press across the turtle. I actually went on a nature hike not too long ago and saw a turtle. They're so cute. I love baby turtles. They're really adorable. Now, what happened in the middle of that? I must have an area that doesn't like it. All right, I'm going to take a chance here and put it back on there and press that one spot. Well, we're going to have a blank there, and if I need to color it in with a marker, I will. All right. So with these two, now let's put the darker. So now what I have to do, I'm going to wash this side of the stamp. Hi, Betty. Hi, Sue. Hi, Lois. Oh, wow. So Lois is saying that she used this paper, Ocean DSP, for her background, for her Bermuda scrapbook pages. Wonderful. Yeah, some of these papers, I hate that they're one and done, and yeah, I wish I could still get them back. I'll have to look at that one. I think I have that set of paper as well. I'm really, like I said, excited to use these colors and types of papers for the scrapbooking stuff. And you'll also be able to use these on card fronts. You know, a lot of the designs that I'll be putting together. Now, this is still going to be just tapping to get all these images. And sometimes you got to press in the center of the pad to catch that. All right, and then we'll line up our turtle, kind of like doing a I was going to say two-step stamping, but really this is the same stamp. All right, so in the center, you can see it a little different, but maybe our turtle, you know, scraped himself on something. So there could be something white. And like I said, you can always fill it in with markers if it's bugging you. Big mark on this one. Okay, let's try it again on this turtle. I'm making sure that it's all flat on the paper underneath here so I don't get a mark if it is on that area. Okay. Okay, now that one filled most of it in except that little spot. Well, you can tell where it didn't, I'm sorry, there, where it didn't take the ink, but it's fine. So, you know, this lets us know that this is a handmade card, right? And I've got to see where I have Lost Lagoon. Ha! I actually have it. You can buy the markers for all of the new stamp colors that came into the collection. So I happen to have it right next to me. So let's go ahead and I'm just going to put a little correction on my turtles. Just so you don't see a full white spot. This is kind of it was white here a little bit too. All right, and as it dries, it'll blend in even a little more. All right, so I think that really makes a beautiful turtle image. The reversible stamp, you know, helps to line it up. So that went well. Let's see here, put this down here. I'm going to get this one out of our way. Okay. And then to fussy cut this out, I just wanted to show you, I did this just to save some time. So there it is, fussy cut. And this one actually, you know, stamped very well. Everything turned out there. I'll just remind you, I'll just start cutting this one out a little bit so you can be reminded how to fussy cut if you haven't done it or done it lately. Just going to cut this part away from my white paper here. And we go and leave a very small white border. And you move the paper with your opposite hand of where the scissors is. The scissors should just stay in place. That's how you can end up with a nice smooth line going around it. And you turn the paper with your opposite hand. And you can decide to get as detailed or leave things as a smoother image as you would go along. Okay, so there's just a little bit of the fussy cutting on there. So you can see how to do that. And then I'll just show you, I couldn't help myself. I don't know if we'll put it in the card today, but if we do, I made 4 of those little turtles. Aren't they adorable? So I can make, you know, the one turtle have another one with it on the front of my card, or I can put it, you know, on the inside of the card when I'm going to do my scrapbooking. I might just carry the design. I might put a little turtle or maybe even 3 of them over on the opposite page from the big one. So they're really, really cute. All right, so we've got those done. Now, I want to do a little bit of an accent that's going to go on my card insert here. So while we're stamping, I'm just going to do that right away. So I'm just going to set our little guy off here. And I'm going to use some Calypso Coral, which is also one of the colors in this set. And then the sea turtle had tiny little fish in here. And I'll show you what I'm going to do with this after I do the card insert. You'll see how this falls in place. So I'm just making 2 little rows of fish because eventually these are going to go all the way across my card insert. And so there we go. Just doing them along the edge of this piece of paper. And close that up. And then actually I'm going to fussy cut these as well. So I'll show you how that works when we get to that part of the card. So let's continue on here. So then here is the paper I decided to use. I thought like this would be kind of bubbles where the fish and the turtles would be. So that is going to be my card front. So I'm going to just glue that on here. And if you didn't have this paper, you could use different stamps or, you know, I'm trying to think, you know, do some water coloring with these colors on white paper to make this work. Okay, my glue. What? Oh, there we go. When I was stamping the other day, I left it with the lid off. Not too smart. Okay. Woo. It's Wednesday. Now I got glue all over me. All right, let's just straighten this out a little bit. Okay, I decided that, well, we'll finish this once we finish our stamping. So let's get the insert here and do a little more of the reverse stamping. Now we can set that out of our way and this out of our way. Let me get this big. So now I'm using the water kind of look. I think you can make this look like sand too, but I decided to make it look like water. So this is what the, put this up closer. So you can see the solid side, which is flat, which is usually what attaches to our acrylic block. And then the textured side, looks like this. Okay, so let's just grab that. And now I decided to use a couple different blues on here. I'm going to use Balmy Blue. Now that wasn't one of the choices on the colors, but I wanted a lighter color, and then I did use what was the second color here called Pacific Point, which is a discontinued color, but it was one of the colors when this paper was popular. So I wanted to just show you that I am using a strip, and I can use it lighter or I could use it darker, but I wanted this to be a little more dramatic. So I'm just going to kind of set this up here. And it's going to get, well, I don't want to glue it on in case I make a mistake on the cardstock, right? So we'll wait till that's done. All right, so we've got the darker one, which will be my second ink to do with this. And then now I've got the Balmy Blue, the lighter one. And I have the textured part of the stamp actually attached to the acrylic block. And this is the flat part, okay? All right, now I'm going to make this go all the way across, kind of near the bottom. And once again, I'm going to press really hard because, let me move that up a little bit, because this is a solid image. Okay, so now we've got that across here. Now I'm going to have to wash the stamp because I have to flip it. Okay. Okay, and I'm going to now take the Pacific Point, which is a darker blue. Get that stamped on here. This is a beautiful blue, and probably the current blue that would be closest to this is Blueberry Bushel. All right, so now this is interesting. When you do this one, it doesn't match exactly. So you just kind of pick where you want it to go. And it looks cool anyway, even if it doesn't match right into that when it's upside down. So Now I think that looks pretty cool. All right, now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the orange fish, or Calypso coral. My pumpkin pie is getting a little dry. I need to deal with that. So let's see, where did I put them? Here they are. So I'm going to first ink them up. And I'm going to have them be coming this way on this side. So just stamping kind of right into that bump there a little bit. And then I'm going to put it over here, kind of on the bottom. Okay. And then why I stamped this straight on, you know, this piece of paper is because I want them to go all the way across the water. Okay. So I've got, these were fussy cut. And I'm just going to place them right here. Now, depending upon your design, if you wanted there to be more fish, you could just, I did happen to cut out another one. You know, you could have some coming up here. You know, you could have a few down here. But I wanted to make sure that I did at least one piece all the way through. So I'm just going to flip this over and put a little glue on here. Okay, and then glue it in place. And I wanted to go to the edge, and where it goes over just a little bit, I'll cut it off. Okay, so now I'll just snip that. Probably shouldn't be doing that with my ribbon scissors. But anyway, okay, so now we've got that, and let's go ahead and glue on our little scrap. When we made, this is the 3/4 inches by 4 inches from the making the card front. It would be a scrap and probably end up getting thrown away if you didn't use it, so it's a great thing to use it. I'm just going to match the corners up, hold it in place. Okay. And then I'm going to go ahead and glue this in here. And now the sea turtle doesn't have any sentiments, so I went to find some. And let me show you that on here. So we've got this in place. And you can see why I chose like the dark colors inside the Granny Apple Green. I think it really pops. Okay. And then the front, a little bit lighter, but our turtle pops on here. And I thought I'd want him saying something. So I decided on thank you. And I got that out of the Conversation Bubbles stamp set. Now this was one catalog ago, I believe. And I just fussy cut that out. And if you want to put something inside, I really thought this happy labels. I just want to hug you. There's no one like you. Life is better with you. I thought those were great, but I thought it would be a little busy because I did put this large bottom in. You could put it down if you wanted more room to write. Now, to make this interesting, I am going to pop these two up with dimensionals so that it isn't just flat. And you could add ribbon to the side here or across underneath the turtle if you wanted to. You know, a lot of embellishment opportunities. Gems would be very pretty in any combination of blue. I didn't grab those, but like I said, any color of blue would look really pretty. All right, so then we're just going to take the top off of these dimensionals. And before I take the top off this, I'm just going to place this so I get my turtle in the right place. And I did put quite a few dimensionals on there because I wanted his flippers and his head to stay, you know, popped up. And there we go with our reversible turtle. What a great thank you card. And then all of these little fish on top of the water. So any questions or comments? I'm not seeing any additional ones here right now. Let's go back. So I'm on stage here, and please let me know if there are any questions. Just want to let you know today is also the last day to get the free 4-card tutorial from me. That's called Lighter Than Air. So if you have this set with the hot air balloons, and even if you don't have the hot air balloons, this would be just card designs that could be used for anything you wanted to feature. So we do have the airplane stamp set right now. There's balloons, you know, any of those kind of stamps. Or you could make it that it's more on the ground and, you know, feature an image. I mean, you could put a turtle on this if you wanted to. So last day to get this with a $50 product purchase. All right. Geraldine, thank you. Hello, Donna. So on the replay, if you have questions or comments, please don't hesitate to put your name in. And if there's anything that I can help you to do in between now and the next, let me think. Monday is actually going to be a paper pumpkin workshop. So it's a free workshop. And I put together all of the projects that are in the kit and as well as providing some alternative ideas for you. And then the following Wednesday, we'll be starting something very scrapbook related. And more to come as I write blog posts about all of this too. But please, you can contact me at Tracy, Traci, at plumcrazystamping.com. And my job is to make stamping easy for you. So friends, take care, and I'll look forward to seeing you soon. Tracy Rather, Plum Crazy Stamping, and happy stamping, folks. Bye-bye.